And we're going to get back to caller Alex in a moment. But first, for those of you as excited about the football games this weekend, particularly the game that's going to happen at Cowboy Stadium between the LSU Tigers from Baton Rouge and University of Oregon from Eugene. That's going to be the game of the weekend. We have a call from SEC Guy. How are you, SEC Guy? Go ahead.
Well, I was pretty excited to find out that you had Portland and Baton Rouge, so I could kill two birds with one stone.
Well, I'm assuming you're going to go with the SEC team. You've built a reputation for yourself as an SEC guy, so of course you're going to stick with them, right?
Well, it's not reputation so much as bloodline, but yes, I am pulling for the SEC school, as always. It's not a time. I mean, look, I was pulling for Auburn when they took on Oregon last year. If me as a Bama man, would pull for Oregon, that would just take my SEC card completely away from me. At the same time, you have to understand how difficult it is for me to pull for Auburn, but I did it anywho. This time, LSU is going to be taking on Oregon. I fully expect them to win by 4 touchdowns. But see, the thing
what? You take LSU by 4 touchdowns?
Five. I did sell them short. The only reason I said 4, though, Barry, is because I would say 5, except for the fact it's Les Miles. And he doesn't have the sense that God gave him. He'll take a touchdown and turn it into a safety somehow. So I can't just sit and jump up here and act like LSU could do to them what Auburn did to them or what Bama would do to them. They just don't have common sense there. They're lacking a little bit in Baton Rouge, and they know it. I'm not telling them anything they don't know. But listen, Oregon, I want you to know this, Portland, you hippies. I know you're busy. Your wives are having babies in bathtubs and all that. What you need to know is this. We still got grown men coming to play football against your guys. And by the way, only about 5 of your players on your roster even from your state. That's how bad you are over there. So that pacifist idealism that you have going on in your entire state isn't going to serve you too well when you run up against the SEC. Now,
SEC guy, I need to tell you.
Hang on a second, Barry. The only negative, like I said, is Les Miles has killed off half his brain cells, but I'm not party to that.
I got an email from a listener that says SEC guy is confusing LaMichael James with LeGarrette Blount. He says LaMichael James will have 4 touchdowns himself.
Yeah, LaMichael, LeGarrette, get a biblical name. I've told you people that before. Get a Mark, get a Matthew, get a John, and then we can start talking. Then you can speak to me when you're good with the good book. When you and the good book get together and you're right with each other, then come speak to me. Until that, I'm not playing words with friends. I'm not playing Scrabble. I don't care how many G's and how many T's and how many different names you can mismatch together and hope that you got a running back. That doesn't make me a difference. LSU's got a Barkevius Mingo. He'll wipe out your whole Scrabble board. So be careful what you wish for there, Oregon.
Okay, so Jordan Jefferson drop kicks a Marine. We don't even know what he's going to do, and you still pick him by 5 touchdowns.
Yeah, to me, they upgraded. They're Jared Lee now. Jared Lee is a good, decent person. Never getting fist fights with the Air Force, Army, Navy, or Marines, number 1. And number 2, he's more of a pocket, what I like to call a pocket manipulator. He likes to move around in that pocket and stay there. He doesn't like to run around all hully-gully, and he delivers the ball with great authority. Jordan Jefferson likes to run around, freestyle, freelance. I don't trust him.
So you prefer a white quarterback?
No. I prefer a pocket quarterback.
Well, but that's usually a white quarterback.
Well, I don't know all that. I saw Greg McElroy from Bama. He scrambled out a couple times last year. So that's where now you're dabbling and dibbling in things that I'm not familiar with. I don't see color at quarterback. I just see, Joe Willie Namath, the Ken Stabler, the greats of all time.
I thought you were a big Tim Tebow fan.
Well, yeah, there's another one. And Tebow runs, but he runs with a purpose. He only runs when the Lord tells him to. He's not just going to run off half-cocked like the devil just lit his hair on fire. When he does it, it's with a purpose. And have you seen he puts verses under his eyes with that black?
Right.
Yeah. So he's got, to me, when he leaves the pocket there, Barry, he's doing it under a high calling.
Well, let me ask you this. So
go ahead.
If Oregon pulls out the victory, which now with
oh, it's Funny Friday. It's Funny Friday, and we're telling jokes now. Knock, knock, who's there? Oregon, Oregon who? Oregon's getting beat. What else? What's the next punchline?
Let's just offer a hypothetical. What are you willing to do, SEC guy, if Oregon pulls out the victory, which most people now believe they will?
I'll raise my handicap up from a 10 to I'll lower it down to an 8. We'll get it a little bit more legitimate over to Smoothwater Country Club where I golf. That's what I'll do. I'll take my handicap from a 10 down to an 8, and let's just say it's maybe a little closer to the truth. That's all I'll do. I'm not doing anything for the hippies, and I'm definitely not doing anything for the swampies at LSU. And I'll tell you this much. If you people in LSU, listen to me closely, Baton Rouge, if you blow this and you embarrass our conference like you already did this all season, I will never forgive you.
Well, speaking of embarrassing your conference, I see that you've added Texas A&M.
Yeah, well, not officially.
Well, you and I both know Texas A&M. You and I both know that Texas A&M is horning in on the SEC, whether you like it or not.
Well, let's just say this. I don't like the fact that they play pretend army with their guys. Number two, they started letting women in. They had it right. In the 70s, they had it right, and they said, well, let's just go ahead and give in. And so they gave in. I do like that Bear Bryant used to coach there. I'm not going to lie on that one. And I think there's some things about the school that I like. One of them's not the dog. I don't really particularly care that they have to kiss each other on every touchdown. That just does, keep it to yourself. But other than that, there's some things. I like them a whole lot better than that school in Austin. I'll tell you that much. If I had to pick between the two, I know which one I'm choosing.
You're telling me you'd rather have Texas A&M in the SEC than University of Texas?
Well, yeah. I've been through College Station. There's fine people. A few too many chicken bone joints for me, but at the same time, a whole site better than Austin. I will tell you that. There's not one thing that's trustworthy in that. And any place that has people that they call drag worms that they are proud about, and they have shirts that say, we're a bunch of weirdos, let's go, or whatever's on that, I don't have any use for you.
I noticed that 2 of the top 3 teams in the preseason rankings, Oklahoma at number 1 and Oregon at number 3, are not SEC teams.
Yeah, well, here's the deal on that one, Barry. Let's have this conversation in January and see what happens.
All right,
every January it's the same thing over and over. SEC.
All right, then. So I'm assuming you're taking, as usual, Alabama for the championship?
Yeah, they'll win it all. LSU will win this one. I'm going to change my score, 56-14. And then Bama will beat LSU 42-3. If Jordan Jefferson plays, if Jerry Lee plays quarterback, 9-6.
It doesn't bother you that LSU is making the SEC look like a thug league?
Well, look, we've already got Auburn. Did you not follow what happened with Cecil and Cam Newton giving all that money to his church? Give me a break. The church or the Newtons, that was embarrassing enough. They are embarrassing the SEC West. I'll give you that. And LSU, they've been full of thugs. They're halfway built on a jail anyway. The prison's, I believe, only like a few miles from Baton Rouge, so it's the same thing.
You're going to be very embarrassed if LSU beats Alabama this year. That's all I'm saying.
Well, let's just put it this way. Good luck trying to reach me if they lose.
All right, one more segment for the week of the Michael Berry Show.